On the Monday Money shows every week, I bring to you a topic about money. And this week, the theme of all my Periscopes is going to be, it's a little bit of tough love. It's called Treating Your Business Like a Business. And this is the Monday Money Show edition. And so what we do here at Living Forward Business and Lifestyles is I work with entrepreneurs who really want to take their passion and their purpose, and the work that they do that's deeply meaningful to them, and create a business out of it that allows them to do their meaningful work as well as create and design their own ideal days and create a meaningful life for themselves so that they have the time, money, and freedom to be able to do it. And today on the Monday Money Show, I want to talk a little bit about the topic of treating your business like a business when it comes to money. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and all entrepreneurs have cash flow hiccups, right? It's just part of the game, it's part of the deal. We go into business and we don't have that guaranteed steady paycheck anymore, and we have to go out and create our own income. And the bottom line of it is there can be months where it's pretty lean, and there are months where there's a lot more. And the question that I would ask you to think about in those times is really looking at ways to manage your cash flow. This stuff isn't, the most fun stuff in the world to talk about. I know typically people, when they talk about business, they want to talk about attracting clients or, getting more likes on Facebook or getting more followers. But the thing is, if you're serious about being in business, you need to manage some of this back end stuff as well to really step up as a business owner and step up as the CEO of your life and business, because these are the things that when you get them under control, that you can actually create a business that allows you to have the time, money, and freedom to spend every day with who you want, where you want, doing what you want. So these are important things. And so today when I'm talking about treating your business like a business, I'm speaking really about managing that cash flow piece. What happens when you run out of money before you run out of month, right? So as an entrepreneur, this type of stuff comes up all the time. And it's so important to have a cash flow plan and to know what your commitments are every month and to know how you're going to cover them. Because if you can't cover them, then you're putting an energy out there into the world that is, you're not respecting money, or perhaps vendors, they start to view you differently. Sure, once in a while a payment, you might hold it, they may be okay, but if it becomes a pattern, it starts to affect your reputation, and you may be showing up differently to the vendors, and people will be hesitant to deal with you. And so one of the things that I really like to encourage my clients to do is to create a cash float that you can borrow from yourself in order to write out those times, because it's just part of being an entrepreneur, right? I mean, money comes in, money goes out, and sometimes clients are late, clients don't pay you, they're late in their payments, and think about how that feels for you, right? When that happens, that you haven't been paid, or you're working on a deal and it closes. Hey Caitlin, how are you? Nice to see you, long time no see. You're working on a deal and it doesn't close, or you have leads and they don't enroll in your program, so they don't come for a few months later. That can really knock you out, right? And the thing is, as a business owner, you still have obligations, and especially if you're getting to a point where you have team and you have regular contracts and you have ongoing payments that you need to manage your business. And so, what I like to tell my clients is, hey, listen, if somebody doesn't pay me, I don't get to not pay my team. I don't get to not pay my CRM payment. I have to pay those things. And it's really interesting to me when I see where my clients are in their level of development, where their mindset is, right? One of my clients recently is looking at expanding and is looking at the cash flow, kind of going, the outgo is going to be a little bit more than the inflow in the short term. And so what that client is doing is preparing a plan, looking at savings, looking at what they can do, looking at what they may need to dip into a line of credit to do, so that through this expansion, they can manage all their obligations and not hurt their business, not lose team members, not lose services that they need vitally from other suppliers. And so these are things that are so important to look at. And I find sometimes clients will say, well, what about this? Or maybe I could move this around or move that around. And I'll always tell them, I don't care who it is, find a way to pay your bills, because A, it's your name. And secondly, I'm a big believer in energy and what you put out there, and the fact is, nature hates a vacuum, right? So if you have a need for money and if you make good on your bills, you will get that money back. But if you're not paying and you don't have that need because you've moved stuff around, then you may find that the money isn't coming in. And it's really funny. I I just want to share a personal experience for me, what happened in my own business. As I said, for those who came in earlier, I'm doing a big office remodel in my office, and I had made a decision in November not to take new clients on in December and January so that I could focus on some foundational pieces to my business. So of course, making a decision like that, it's a pretty scary one, because that means if no new clients, no new income, right? There's payments that come in, but there's no new income. And so while I was doing this office renovation, there were things I really wanted. There were things I needed. And there was a couple of times something came up and I thought, oh man, should I do that? Should I go look at the numbers and see where we're at before I make this investment and go forward with it? And then I thought, no, this is what I need. This is what my office needs. These are the things that we're going to need to have. And I did it. And you know what? The next day a check would be in the mail for almost the exact amount, because I created the need for this, right? So when you're looking at it in terms of your own business, and that's, that was what I would call discretionary investments, right? I didn't have to redo my office. But it really goes to show that nature abhors a vacuum. And so if you aren't able to make your payments monthly or meet your obligations, and you decide, okay, I'm just going to put everyone on hold, you're not actually creating that space to have the income come in. So that's it from an energetic perspective. And then from a practical perspective, I am not a fan of accumulating a lot of debt in your business at all. I think there's ways that you can fund it and do different things, but I do believe in credit, right? And credit is a tool that you can use to leverage, to get you through the bumps, to help you during build-up phases while you're building up a savings and a reserve that can help you in times where months are short. And if you do have a reserve, practically speaking, if you pull from that reserve to tide you over, you need to treat it like a loan to yourself and pay yourself back and pay that reserve back, because it's all about being serious about being a business owner, not just somebody having a hobby or wanting to make a little side money. If you want to run a business, and I've run a lot of businesses, from small entrepreneurs to multi-billion-dollar corporations, they have hiccups too. They have times when the cash isn't in, or a financing gets delayed. I mean, if you're working in public companies and there's a regulatory issue and you have a multi-million-dollar funding not come through, that can hurt. So you need to have access to cash, whether it's savings or it's borrowed money in the short term, to get you through, so that you let your vendors know, you let your clients know, you let your team know that you are a serious business owner. So that's my little tip for today, is really about managing your money and thinking of it in terms of being the CEO of your business, so that you can have the peace of mind, the ability to choose how you're going to spend every day of your life. And part of that comes with good money management. So that's it for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.